Realistically, ever since television began, Dr. Phil has been on. He's been on for 15 seasons, which he says he likes what he does, and he fits right into our Hot Topics table. So we figure we'll just say, welcome, Dr. Phil, what's up?
What's up?
So,
I've been listening backstage.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And?
So are the cars going by outside?
So a new study says that getting fired is actually worse for your emotional well-being than getting divorced or even being widowed or a widower. You think that's true?
Is that
I do. You know why?
Why?
It's unilateral. When you get fired, somebody comes in and says, I don't like you. Number one fear in people is rejection. Somebody comes and says, you don't measure up anymore, you're out of here. With a divorce, it's maybe two ways. You're at least fighting, you got some ownership in it. When someone dies, they don't reject you, it's just that they died. They didn't plan on that, so you don't personalize it so much. But when you get fired, that is the ultimate rejection, and it eats away at you for years and years, and sometimes it gets worse as the years go on.
I've been fired many times.
Right?
And I also got divorced, and they both suck, frankly. But I have thrived after both even better than when I was there.
Yeah.
I've done better.
Yeah.
So sometimes it can be seen as a learning experience on both counts.
Sure, you
but
can
I
turn
don't.
it.
But I don't agree with you. I think that getting a divorce is worse.
You don't agree
Because
with me. I'm shocked.
I don't. I think that
Breaking up a family.
it's so deep. And it's almost like losing a parent, and that feels like a child.
I think people
Yeah.
think of divorce also, depending on, you know, this is all depending on what the situation is, but I think sometimes in a divorce, people feel like, I spent all this time with you and you hate me? You hate me, you have to leave me.
It's more personal, too, because on a job level, you can say it's numbers, it's cutbacks.
Yeah.
When it's a partner,
I'm
it's like,
leaving
it's
you.
just me and you know me on the most intimate level.
Yeah.
So you're wrong.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
So me and all the people in the study are wrong.
Yes,
but you
you're
guys
all
are
wrong.
right. Okay.
We're broadening the conversation.
Broadening the conversation.
Nothing is black or white
Yeah,
anymore.
no, and it is idiosyncratic. People look at it differently, but sometimes when it's unilateral, you put your best effort out there, you've worked hard, and somebody comes and says, you don't measure up, you're out of here. It really hurts.
And if you're defined by your job,
Yeah,
you define
which a lot of
yourself
people
by
are.
your job.
Yeah.
We've been talking a lot lately about sexual harassment, most recently about the allegations against Roger Ailes, then against Bill O'Reilly. And what always interests me is psychologically, why do some men, not all, but some men feel that they're entitled to get away with that kind of behavior in this modern day and age?
Well, you just said the key word, right? Entitled. Because it's a power issue. Look, even all the way up to rape. Rape is not about sex.
Yeah.
Rape is about power. And it's about wielding a power over someone else. And those people that get power to their head think they're above the rules. They think they're entitled to do this. And nobody is going to be able to call them on it. And, you know, I've been married 40 years. And my wife's always said if somebody is like hitting on her or whatever, and I say, well, you want me to go knock them out? She goes, no. I don't need a damn bit of help. I can handle this my fine.
Good for her.
But the problem comes when there's an imbalance of power and somebody says, I can determine your career, the trajectory of your job, and all of that. That's when you need an HR department or somebody to come in and balance the power
An
out.
HR department that works separately, that doesn't work for the company.
Yeah, that's the
That has
problem.
real
That's
teeth.
the key.
I like the cake.
Yeah, exactly.
Dr. Bill, everyone's still talking about the 14-year-old girl who
Right.
had been on your show. She became a social media star after saying, you may remember her, Cash Me Outside. How about that?
This one.
And she's since been back on a second time. She also launched her own line of merchandise, which is done well. And she may be getting a reality show, but just yesterday she was in court for theft. She did plead not guilty.
So they caught her outside.
Okay. But how about that? But this doesn't seem like a good thing to be lifting her up this way.
No. No, it's not a good thing. And here's the thing. People remember this because it's gone viral, but she came on and we saw really dysfunctional behavior in her and sent her to a wonderful place called Turnabout Ranch. She spent 4 months there. She was doing equine therapy and working with different therapeutic settings, and at the end, she had completely turned around. She was mentoring young girls. She was really doing well. And you see a tape piece in that show, At the end, she jumps up on the fence, and, you know, it's like life is good, big smile on her face. Then she's home 24 hours, and she's in there with her mother, calling people that had said things on the message boards about her mother. She goes back, finds out what their name is, screen names, looks them up, finds what town they live in, backs into their phone number, and the mother's calling them on the phone, screaming at them over the phone, calling them every name in the book.
Situation.
And so it is situation specific. In a positive environment, the girl flourishes and done well. She gets back home. Whole thing comes off the rails, and here she is.
We got to talk about your 15th season of Dr. Phil. Today's episode, you address a family who is scared their daughter is running with gangs, but it seems that they're even more concerned that their 2-year-old granddaughter is in danger, and you brought a sneak peek. Let's take a look.
You are not living an honest life.
This is not denial. I just sat there and openly admit.
Sarah, we've had you followed. We know everywhere you go.
All right.
Okay?
You've had me followed.
That means that we know that you're involved in the bathhouses. That means we know that you're out dealing drugs. We know that you're on the bad parts of town.
All right, so I'm not going to go up here and be character assassinated anymore. My life has been character assassinated for the past 2 years. Do you understand?
Why don't you be honest with me? Just be honest with me, then there is no character assassination.
What is there to say?
Be honest.
Whoa. Wow.
Let me tell you why we did that show. Let me tell you why we did that show. That show is not about her. That show is about the grandparents.
Yeah.
Because what they did with their daughter is they put a GPS on her car, and they were tracking her doing drug runs, going to these gang houses, crack houses, delivering drugs. And the reason I do these shows because they're teaching tools.
Right.
And what I said here is if you're going to raise your grandchild, then get legal rights to do it, or that kid will come back. And it will be emotional extortion where they say, do what I want or I will take the child.
That's right.
And so if you're going to raise them, get the rights to do it.
That's it. So there you have it. Thank you, Dr. Phil. Come back, I don't know, a couple of weeks.
I'll be here.
All right.